something you can't fix.
If you can't fix what's broken, you'll go insane.
It's Jay and Adam. It's Preview.
It's Preview's Fix It with Adam and Jay.
Hey, peaches! Oh, welcome to Fix It, where friends don't let friends fix pop culture alone.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Jay. And you're our listener.
Well, hey there, listeners.
Ho there, listeners.
What if our listeners were actually just listeners?
What if our listeners were now watching this on the main Previewed channel?
Oh my God, I would love that so much, Jay.
Well, I'm going to make that a reality.
Oh.
I am the Watcher. Yes, Vlisteria will now be picked up, similar to Sokovia, and dropped in the middle, right smack dab in the middle of the main Preview channel.
The main Preview channel.
Yes, indeed. Welcome aboard, everybody. Hi, Heidi ho, Heidi ho. For those of you here on the Preview channel, we figured out that there is just a podcast section in normal channels. So we are going to be uploading this show for the next month or so, just to see how it goes here on Previewed, and then if it takes off and you guys are a big fan of that, we might be moving everything over here. We'll see.
We will see. Hopefully, there's more eyes on this podcast. That hey, if this is the first time you're watching this, like, hey, what's going on over here? This is basically just a souped-up movie review podcast.
Yes, indeed.
We talk about movies and TV shows, we review them, and then we fix them.
Yes, indeed. Welcome aboard. Welcome. And for those of you who have been OG listeners from the Fix It YouTube channel and or wherever you find your podcasts, what's up?
Hi.
You know who you are.
Yes. The birds will bypass your house.
Yes, indeed. My death macaws. And for those of you who are seeing this show for the first time, go back and check that out, because
there's some deep lore in Fix It.
There is some deep Fix It lore. That's all I'm going to say. You'll get up to speed quickly, or you won't, and, you'll just let it wash over you every week. This is our podcast, Fix It. I'm Jay. That's Adam. You may know us from the wildly successful YouTube channel, Previewed, that we're on right now,
yes,
actually.
That's finally kind of mostly caught up.
Yes, or you may know us from being AAA Quidditch players. That's right.
AAA?
We never made it to the big leagues, but we sure did try.
We're so close.
I had a thought the other day.
Yeah?
Do you know that, have you heard of the Savannah Bananas?
What?
They're a minor league team, but they're kind of making a play for the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Okay, I've not heard this.
It's like you go to see a baseball game, but it's like kind of wacky and silly and fun.
Sure.
It's like more of a show than a game.
Right.
They're kind of making a play for it. I think that there would be a fun opportunity. Is there a Harlem Globetrotters of Quidditch? Or like a Savannah Bananas of Quidditch? I think that'd be kind of fun.
I mean, sure. It's off. I mean, there's a lot of people get really hurt playing Quidditch.
I understand that, but there's so many opportunities for fun hijinks and stuff.
I mean, just
like,
passing the quaffle back and forth in that little weave.
Watch this guy catch the snitch with his butt. That kind of stuff. And they play like the Manhattan Muggles or something, It's,
sure. We're just happy to be brooms.
Brooms.
Oh
man, the guy's like riding. He's got two brooms in his hands, and like he's got both feet on brooms. He's like quad brooming.
Sure.
He's quad broom zooming. You know how they call it that?
Quad broom zooming. Yeah.
Quad broom zooming.
Well, that's the thing. They have to confundus the Muggles after every game, just to be like, okay, it hasn't been fun because every game's their first game.
Oh, so you're saying the Manhattan Muggles are actually? I thought it was like the Washington Senators.
They're actual Muggles.
Oh yeah.
And they've played for years,
dude.
But they get wiped every time.
That's the thing. It's not. There's no Harlem Globetrotters of Quidditch. You just have a match where it's just you just let Muggles in on what Quidditch is. That they have a day to train, or like a weekend.
Yes,
it's like you have a weekend to learn Quidditch and go. Oh, that'd be fun. And then you just wipe their memories.
You're telling me a sentient ball is coming from my head is trying to kill me? Yeah, two of them actually.
Yeah, two of them. You got a little bat, you'll be fine. What? But I don't have a little bat. Yeah, you're in trouble. Yeah, you're going to have to hang out with Bat Guy, because Bat Guy's going to get him.
Welcome to Quidditch.
Anyways, this is our podcast, Fix It, where every week Adam and I take a piece of pop culture that maybe missed the mark, maybe didn't quite get there, maybe just just what if'd its way out of existence, and we fix it. This is a little bit of a change from the model. We have been reacting to what if this past couple week or so, and so Adam and I, in lieu of fixing a normal product like we normally do, Adam and I have just come up with our own what ifs.
Yeah,
we'd like to present to Kevin, the Kevin Feige bot.
Yes,
and perhaps maybe if you have a slot in your writing staff for season 3. I've got a humdinger of an idea. That's all I'm saying.
I got a couple of fun ideas myself.
I got some pretty good ones.
So we're fixing their possible pitches. Like, hey, you guys running out of ideas for season 3 or maybe season 4? Because like this show should keep going. It's fantastic and
I'm
amazing.
realizing now that as this is the first one that we're putting up on the main channel in lieu of the actual Fix It channel writ large.
Sure.
Maybe we should have stuck to the actual normal format of the show. But you know what?
Synergy, Jay. Synergy. Next week's episode is actually a fix. Next week we're doing Electra.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna know what we do every week, but that's fine.
It's all good. No, yeah. Next week is Electra. Because Echo just is coming out tomorrow when everyone's listening to this.
We gotta fix Electra.
We gotta fix Electra.
Oh, boy.
That is. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing what you think of it.
Yeah, no. Oh boy.
It is a swing.
I'm in big trouble, huh?
Yeah, you are.
Well, everyone.
Also, in case you this, I know that for a lot of people this is their first time watching, but for a lot of people this isn't. Hey, we switched everything up. We sure did. We turned everything around 180. Usually the TV's where the cameras are. We just figured, you know what? Hey, that gray screen is
it's a bummer.
It sucks. We want to one of our resolutions this year is to decorate the studio.
Yeah.
We just never got to it.
Slap some paint on the walls.
We should probably do something with this room. And we figured, hey, you know what? Instead of just using AP's amazing deepfake stuff for the thumbnail, maybe we should put it in the show itself.
Yeah.
Because these images are hilarious.
They're bangers.
And you know what? Hey, they could be working in the background of the actual show.
Yes, indeed.
So AP's images are going to be in the back of the show from now on.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, man. You look good as Captain Carter.
And you look good as Nat.
But before we get into our what if pitches today, we come to my absolute favorite segment, the first segment of the show. It's everyone's favorite. We took a poll. It's a Roll for Convo. Our lovely producer, Brian, has presented with us 20 conversation starters. And we are going to roll to see which one we talk about in our first segment. And I'm rolling right now.
Here we go.
Here we go. That is a 12.
A 12, you say?
That's my favorite number.
Is it?
I don't know why, but it is.
Okay, number 12. If you had to rush out of your apartment or house to avoid a terrible fate, what is the one thing you would grab assuming all people, animals, computers, and hard drives were safe? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that was that was the
I love
actual
how he
rundown.
added computers and hard drives just to get ahead of your answer.
Jay? I have been running disaster scenarios in my head.
Go on.
I know where all the hard drives are. Why? I told you I cleaned up over Christmas.
Yes.
I was like, hey, I figured out where all the hard drives.
Disaster planned over Christmas.
Well, I know where the hard drives are that I need to grab that have the entire history of us on them.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, great, unplug everything into a bag, and we're good. Like we can go fast.
Yeah.
In case of emergency, I can grab previewed, put it in a bag, and we'd be safe. Yeah. Because everything's in the one place now.
Yeah, what am I grabbing?
What is, yes, so besides all of the things, the actual, there's that second tier of a valuable stuff to you, what would you grab?
I grab the battle axe, obviously.
Yep.
Obviously, because let's be real. If we're talking about a disaster scenario, maybe there's something I need to fight on the streets.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And also, it's just probably the nicest thing anyone's ever given me. So, you got to save that. And assuming the boy's already out.
Yeah. All humans, animals, computers, electronics are all safe.
I would probably also save. I would save whatever stuffed animal of my son's is the one he ultimately decides on. Finley the bear is in first place right now.
Oh, okay.
But it's still We're still fighting for first on
Sure.
who's gonna be the animal.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Did you have a stuffed animal?
I did.
What was his name? Or her name? Mine was a girl.
It was Kermit.
Kermit.
A
You
Kermit.
had a
I
Kermit?
had a little Kermit. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Little
wonderful.
Kermit, yeah. I had Kermit, and I had a. And then
That
I had
makes
Amos.
so much sense.
And then I had Amos. I got a Cabbage Patch doll when I was 4 or 5. His name was Amos.
Amos.
Mhm.
Like the famous Amos cookies?
Yes, I didn't know about the cookies at the time,
Oh,
but
okay. Well, it was
his name-
famous. How could you not know about it?
I was 5. I wasn't allowed in malls yet. I don't know.
Oh man, dude. Oh man. Remember that's one of the heights of mall culture. Just a cookie stand. Like a cookie situation where you could get like a cookie cake for someone's birthday.
Sure, I guess.
That was like the first thing to go. That was like, yeah, cookie stands.
Aunt Annie's is the second. Yeah.
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 Lids.
Is there lids are still alive
Are
and
they?
well, man? What are you
Forever
who
21s?
are you talking to?
EB Games is gone.
EB
boy,
Games,
yeah.
KB Toys, come on.
KB
now.
Toys is
Oh,
gone.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a bummer and a half. But yeah, I'd probably save Finley the bear or whoever, and I have my stuffed animal Kanga that I'd probably save.
Oh, that's nice.
But other than that, I mean, probably my hats. I'd save some hats.
Sure. Do you have like? I mean, because I've seen in the before times when you were streaming at the old place, they had that big rack.
I have those. I have that on the back of my door now.
Could you just kind of like pop, like a supermarket, sweep them
the
into
way
a...
I have it set up now, I can just pull the hooks off the doors and just go. That would be quick. That would be like if we're a supermarket sweeping our house during a fire.
I mean, yes.
I'd probably save Kimberly's KitchenAid if I could.
Oh,
Just
wow.
'cause that would. Although I think that might survive a fire.
It might.
Yeah, they're pretty hardy.
I was gonna say they're hardy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would equate Kimberly's KitchenAid to being like my computer.
Sure.
Do you
Okay.
know what I
That
mean?
absolutely makes absolute sense. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, but I would probably. Is there any? I also have like a big rack of. I have like a whole big crate full of like every notebook that I've like.
Oh,
I usually keep like
stuff?
a back pocket notebook of just like an idea notebooks.
Sure.
And I usually go through like one a year and they all end up in there. I'd probably save that too.
That makes sense.
Because you can't, but because you can't replace those.
No, you cannot.
I mean,
That genius, once it's out of your head, it's kind of gone.
Yeah, I always have the thought, and I'm like, I would kill for an assistant. I make him go through all this stuff and like scan it or something.
Oh, okay.
Well, if computers are automatically saved in this scenario,
computers are automatically
you know what I'm
saved, yeah, I
saying?
know,
Like,
yeah.
we might as well lean into that loophole.
Thanks, Brian.
Cool, I'm putting all this information on hard drives because they're auto-saved, baby.
To the cloud, baby!
Yeah, man.
I am realizing, though, that in case of a situation like this, we need to get you some type of back strap, side hip thing. We got you the axe, but what we
there's
didn't,
no way to carry
there's
it.
no way to carry it.
Well, yeah, I'm looking into how to baby-proof a giant battle axe because it's
yes.
that was an interesting conversation with my wife. Well, I'm actually like in the process of getting moving is hard and it takes forever, but getting all the stuff up on the walls in my office, because that was like the lowest end of the totem pole. But there was unfortunately I can't put the axe in my stream shot.
Oh,
Because it would be hanging above the couch, and that's just not safe.
no, it is not.
Like,
not
at all.
Yeah, not for now.
Especially the couch that turns into a bed.
Uh-huh.
Hey, thanks for staying over. Sleep under this sword of Damocles hovering above your head. Like, sleep like our producer Brian, hanging on by a thread. The blade just inches from your face. Who's to say when it'll drop?
One hard thump against the wall, and all of a sudden, just
Yeah. Well, also Kimberly was like, hey, we have a kid in our house. You know that really sharp axe? Because, hey, I don't know. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the Peaches gifted me my family blade, the Axford comma. It's a double-sided battle axe, and it is razor sharp.
Now,
it is
as the one who got this,
it is so sharp.
it needed to be sharp
It
because
really cut me.
they only finished it if they finished the metal if they sharpened it. If it wasn't sharpened, they wouldn't have finished the metal, so it would have looked kind of like, oh, this is not
No,
quite done.
I-
So it needed to
it
be
needed to
sharpened.
be sharpened.
It needed to be sharpened.
I'm not mad about it.
I know. I'm just letting everyone fully know.
But
There was a reason why it's very sharp.
Well, I really cut my thumb on it one time. But yeah, and it will. But Kimberly was like, "Hey, so like, so you're gonna put this up on the?" And I was like, "As soon as he can walk and talk, as soon as I have the thought, this is a dangerous thing to have in our house, it will go to the studio. I promise you that." And she was like, "Okay."
So that will switch to then my responsibility to get out in case of emergency.
Yes.
So I'll need a backstrap for it.
Yes.
Or some type of how to holster it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how? Yeah. It needs something.
It needs something.
It's just out. Especially now that it's not on the wall, it's just like leaning up against the wall. And I'm like, there's a deadly. Whoops.
Oops.
Oh boy. But yeah, I think that's like intellectual property is like really like the first, any stuff that you can replace pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the computers and the hard drives are
they can
auto
have- yes.
saved. What about you? What else would you?
Well, I would want to, at this point now, I'd probably grab at least one or two of the katanas my dad gave me for
Oh, yeah.
Christmas a bunch of years ago. It was very nice. They are they are close by.
Where are they?
Under my bed.
Oh,
They're close. They're
are
close to
they the
hands.
new katanas that I haven't played with?
No, you took a picture of them. With
Oh
them.
yeah, I did.
Yeah. When you were the
Oh,
the Dragon
that
Rider.
was those are from your dad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
My dad got them for me. It was very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I feel seen. Elf Swords.
Yeah.
So probably grab those. The family crest
Yeah, absolutely.
that now hangs in the Iron Smokehouse
From Ato
from
Gizian.
Mato Gizian. It's very awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
really
show it anytime someone new comes in. Is like family crest.
Yeah.
See the family crest.
Yeah, will you make them salute it?
No. So do you guys know what that Latin phrase means? No. Okay, we'll get good new. There is, you know what? This may sound weird,
Okay,
but I
I'm into it.
would grab. There's a picture that Amanda got for me for Christmas a couple years ago that one of our peaches made. That it's us in fantasy armor and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I would grab that, and I'd grab AP's picture that's still not on the wall yet, but will be when we decorate this place of you and me.
Oh yeah, as
'Cause-
Spider-Man and MJ.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, you got to get that stuff. Yeah. Oh, and we have this like.
Oh, and the gun. The Percy's gun.
Okay, great.
Percy's
Took
gun.
a sec.
Percy's gun. Percy's gun with all the mods' names on it.
like, you have a
Percy
gun?
guns. Percy's gun.
I want to see it.
Percy's gun.
Come on,
The
man.
pepper box.
Let's go shooting.
No, the pepper box. That was
Come
3D,
on.
Damon 3D printed.
Yeah,
it's a
that's really-
3D
that's really
printed
cool. Yeah,
Percy gun.
and I got a keyblade.
You did get a keyblade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it unlocks Kingdom Hearts. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Unlocks your heart. Yeah.
It's no big deal. No big deal. You know, what can you do? What can you do? Well, I think that's been roll for combat, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it.
We did do it.
We did do it.
Thank you for putting in that loophole, Brian, because that would have been like, okay, well, the goobers, I got okay, Amanda, and then okay, Jesus.
Well, yeah, you get. I mean, that's the kind of thing you got to put those caveats
The
in.
hard
there.
drive, and yeah.
If anything, he did that to save him from editing.
yeah.
It was like, oh, that is Brian being a professional producer and cutting through the treacle, you know?
Yeah.
Because like it's like of course I'd save my wife, I'd save my child, I'd save.
Then I'd go back to
And,
the X, and then the computers.
yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta save the stuffies because they're
Yeah.
can't let them burn. They have little faces.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do have little faces.
I know it's the worst.
Yeah.
Anything you put a face on anything, and I will over sentimentalize.
Well,
it
here's the
into
thing
ground.
that we know, Jay. That
Yes?
if you were to let them die in a fire, they will come back and they will haunt you.
What?
Remember?
Oh, from the imaginary trailer.
Yeah, man.
Was that what that happened? Was it a fire? Was what happened?
No. She just
I
forgot.
think she just left.
She just left.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like, if you left
She
them
probably should have
to
burned
die
that
in a
thing.
fire, they're gonna come back from the Never Never.
Oh,
I'll let
maybe
you know.
not. Or maybe they go straight to stuffy hell.
Maybe they go straight to stuffy hell.
You don't know what my toys are up to.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would just just to make sure.
Yeah, or maybe if the fire was coming, they'd all just hold hands and just go peacefully to it. They didn't need to make any more Toy Stories. They didn't need to make them. Toy Story 4 is just the tagline should be money, please.
You know, I never saw
money, please. I never saw it either.
Oh, really?
Because it's unnecessary.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's stupid and dumb, and they didn't need to make it.
Wow.
They already nailed it.
They did already nail it.
Like they landed the plane so incredibly sufficiently that it feels insulting that they made a fourth.
How do you feel about the fourth Kung Fu Panda, Jay?
You know, I'll be honest. I kind of feel the same way.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna see it. But now that I made that point, and I made that so succinctly, and I almost convinced myself,
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, more Kung Fu Panda. I will say well, no. Now that I'm thinking about the third one, it kind of landed the plane with like who he was and where he came from. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe maybe screw Kung Fu Panda 4. How about that?
Oh my
maybe
God!
I'm having that realization live and in front of you. Yeah.
Wow.
I think they're trying to pass the mantle. I think they're trying to give Aquafina a thing, and then they can just let Jack Black and stop doing Kung Fu Panda stuff.
But then what would they call it, Jay? It's Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Fox or whatever she is. Kung Fu Phoenix Fox. You know, just like it just triples
rolls
off the tongue.
tongue.
Oh yes, indeed. Well, that's been roll for convo, everybody. We should probably move into.
We should probably move on.
Probably move
to
into
the main conceit.
The main conceit of this show. What if? We're watching through it right now on the channel. If you're a previewed fan, which I assume you are, if you're watching this.
Thank you. And if not, welcome aboard.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Oh, the door's locked behind you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Hope you like Discord. The little boop whoop. There's gonna be a lot of them.
There's gonna be a
until
lot.
you figure out how to turn them off, which is probably gonna take you longer than you think.
I still haven't.
That sound
and I started it.
Dude, when we first launched Discord, that sound was coming out of my Mac, you know, like in my big like desktop Mac, and it got to a point where Kimberly was like, "You need to figure out that sound, or I'm gonna take something to this computer because I can't anymore with this." And I was like, "I don't know." Boop 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 boop. But anyways, join the Discord. It's awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Just turn off the little notification sound. Other than that, you'll be Gucci. It is a pleasant sound. It just is.
There's a lot of them though.
It's just a little relentless, you know. But we're watching through What If, and honestly, we have all of season 2 in the can.
Yes,
as of right now.
I don't know what episode is out right now on YouTube or how many we've done so far because we still have to finish Gen V, and Echo starts tomorrow. But we have finished. We've watched all of season 2. We watched all of season 2 before we even started launching the episodes out.
Yeah.
So you guys can't spoil anything for us because we already watched everything.
Yeah, everyone's like trying to protect the spoilers from us. And we appreciate that.
Very good job. Thank you, everybody.
And we kind of called some stuff.
We did call some stuff. We're pretty good at this.
Yeah. But also, there's some buck wild things to call. So
Yeah,
I was like, we really just said that. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But I have to say, I very much enjoyed this season.
Oh, it was great.
Like I thought it gave us more of what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, okay. I don't want to say this, but I feel like it needs to be said. After this season, I've had enough Captain Carter. I know that sounds like sacrilege. I know she's our girl. She's the best. But like, I feel like they gave us a lot.
She had a third of the season.
Yeah.
So I also would love more Captain Carter if she had her own show. If it was a property just hers, absolutely. Because she is amazing.
She's amazing.
But for a show that's supposed to be like, hey, what if all these different crazy scenarios? You know what? If she's going to hang out with Watcher and maybe pop up once next season, sure. But let's go crazy.
Let's go somewhere else.
Let some other people give the shine.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of other characters out there that could use some shine. Captain Carter has nailed it. She's amazing.
Yeah.
We love her. Solidified.
Done.
It's
kind of done. Like because I was like, I felt like 2 was an extension of 1, and I was like,
yes.
Right,
it turned out that way. Yeah,
I am the most excited for 3 because it's kind of like I feel like they've wrapped up a lot of the stuff they wanted to do.
Yeah, the only dangling plot threads from the first season were wrapped up.
Yes. And I'm excited for. I mean, that's the joy of the show. Anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
They go. I'll phrase it thusly: Marvel goes way farther outside the box than I thought they were capable of doing. You know what I mean? Because like they're a big franchise, they do a lot, and they really nail what they do. But sometimes, the format of a Marvel movie has a certain rote nature to it.
Yes.
That feels like, I'm not sure these guys are capable of making a weird one. Like, now, they didn't let Edgar Wright do his Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
They're not probably going to be able to, like, go these directions mentally. And they do. They gave us a brand spanking new character, man.
They did.
Like, Kahori rules. Am I saying that right?
I believe it's, Kahori. Yeah.
Kahori.
Yeah.
She's incredible.
That was awesome. Her whole episode was fantastic.
Yeah. And it was a self-contained little Marvel movie.
It was.
And they killed conquistadors.
Yeah, they
no
did.
one's mad about that.
And then they went and
Get 'em.
dropped the mic in front of the Spanish Queen.
Yeah, dude.
That was
It
awesome.
was very good. It was very, very good.
And she turned out to be Sonic.
Yeah.
Which is in no way a slight. It's funny that it worked out that way. Oh, isn't this adorable? But it totally makes sense in context.
Yeah.
She's a blue speedster and all sorts of other things. And she's also using the rings. Come on.
Yeah, it's great.
You guys knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, man. Everyone's like, it's like too much like Sonic. I'm like, who cares?
It's fun.
It's fun.
We're having fun.
Yeah,
This season was just pure fun.
They didn't have like a big cat with a fishing pole or nothing. They didn't go. All the people that are like, it's too much like Sonic. I'm like, I think you have too much respect for the Sonic franchise, quite frankly. And I know I'm still gonna get comments for saying this, but like, guys, it's mid. Sorry.
Whoa.
Oh,
the
I
movies
know.
are great.
Yes, the movies are great, but the universe writ large, I think, has garnered way too much respect.
Oh, it's standard.
I understand it's beloved, but there's a difference between being beloved and respected.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, the canon doesn't really matter. I was like, Jim Carrey is great as Dr. Eggman. Let's leave it at that. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Now, here's a question.
Sure.
About What If Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, like, the Iron Man Gamora race episode was cut from Season 1?
Yes.
Do you think that being a part of Season 1 would have made Season 1 better?
I liked this season more than season 1 because of the really dark what ifs. And I know there are dark what ifs in the comics themselves because some of these stories don't go well.
No.
And it's, I'm like, and you know what? There is a place for them. But like, Strange's episode from season 1 was like, yo.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it really hit like an emotional core because like everyone was dying, like Christine dies, and he's like, yeah,
and he can't save her.
And he can't save her. Yikes! That was a bummer.
Yeah, it's tough.
And then the Marvel Zombies one was fun, even though it was like, oh no, everyone's turning into no zombie, but it was still kind of fun, and with the cliffhanger of zombie Thanos.
A zombie story is not really that sad. It's more action and fun.
I'm aware, but we didn't have any.
Not all of us mourn the loss of society during a zombie story. We can just invest that zombies are interesting.
Sure, but those stories weren't in season 2.
Yeah.
It was all fun zaniness.
Yeah, there wasn't. Yeah, they really didn't go there.
So I mean, the race episode, like, maybe, but at the same time, like, every episode has come back.
Yeah,
The first 2 seasons had.
It all matters.
It all mattered because Zombie Wanda showed up in this finale of season 2.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. And so many characters have shown it back up.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't gone back to watch the finale again of season 2 again, but like there were probably dozens of Easter eggs in that massive fight
absolutely.
at the end of like
Yeah.
we couldn't see everybody. It's like, oh my god, something's going on. Ah!
It's so funny to me. My favorite thing about like the What If franchise writ large and what they're doing with it is that like I'm like so pleasantly surprised by it every time.
Mm-hmm.
In that like there was like season 1, for example, when it all tied together and it all of these episodes being together meant something because they were all tied together. Mm-hmm. They didn't have to do that.
No, they did not.
They didn't have to do that. Them becoming aware of the Watcher and the Watcher becoming a character, that did not have to be a part of it.
That was I remember when that happened. We're like,
Yeah.
wait a second. Did she just... Wait, is Ultron... Can you see him?
Yeah.
Like, they were very subtle at first. Like, someone just kind of turned. And I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And they left it alone for a hot second to make us wonder. And then all of a sudden, like, uh-oh. It's like, yeah, and the watcher's like, that's not supposed to happen.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh, beans.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Ah, what have I done? I've watched
Yeah.
too close.
And season 2 for that matter. I thought season 2 was fine. It didn't have quite the impact that 1 did, but it definitely scratched the itch.
But it was a good time. And I really liked the way we watched it.
Oh, we
got it done in 2 days. We
hammered through it.
We hammered through it. Also, we did do the trailer for it in the Palooza a couple months ago.
Uh-huh.
But like, I didn't forget everything I saw, but I no context for anything I saw, so I didn't actually know because the trailer did a very good job of like, hey, there's just a bunch of stuff going on, and and I'm not. They did not give away.
They gave you tastes and flavors,
but no
just little tastes and
actual
flavors.
like context for any of the stories.
Hope you like tastes and flavors. Hi, we're Taste and Flavors. We just entered a one-word suggestion to get started.
Yeah, so we went into every episode blind, not knowing what
Yeah.
what the episode was going to be or what the context of the story, and we're like, oh crap, Nebula's in a cyberpunk This is awesome.
Do you think What If is going to impact the Marvel Cinematic Universe writ large for more?
Nah.
Because I mean, we got Captain Carter and we got Evil Strange in Multiverse of Madness. So I mean, like,
sure. I mean, they were different versions of an Evil Strange and Captain Carter. I mean, I would not mind having fun versions of characters show up, but like, especially if whatever the big ultimate
if we want
giant
to get cool
arc
horror
thing
in the mix, no one's mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one's mad. That would take a. I mean, Marvel's in a little bit of a free fall right now from a movie perspective. So
I think it's also from like a story perspective.
Yeah,
there's no cohesive, but like whatever are they building to anything? But if there is some type of Battle World, Secret Wars, something in the near future, then this is fodder for all really fun versions of characters that could show up.
Yep.
So,
oh boy.
The best thing about, and this is what I was thinking about this earlier, this is when I was editing today. The reason why I think What If is so good, and at least that I resonate with it, it's because it's giving us a chance to see different relationships.
Yeah.
Because we've seen all the MCU. It was fantastic. There's a lot of deep relationships.
And we have a whole family of people we like.
Yes.
But we haven't seen all of them chit chat.
And now we have different versions of like when the Peter coming back early to Earth and the 80s Avengers. Seeing Peggy and Tony's dad like see Bucky, and I was like, oh, that's right. Oh wait, Bucky kills Tony's dad in another. Oh
yeah,
this is really interesting. We never got these because now they're like really interacting and having relationships. And like, or Hank Pym being a good dad.
Yeah, Hank Pym being a good Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It
was like, oh, this is really cool. Oh, this is. Yeah, and Lawson showing up like, oh, these are good relationships.
I wasn't expecting that.
Not at all.
Really wasn't expecting that.
But like, oh, this is really neat. We get to see these characters we already kind of know now interact in a different way and have like a new but similar or, completely new relationship with other characters.
Yeah.
And have, like, oh, this means because we already know them. So like we can see them on this new journey having new friendships.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, should we...
We should kick it to Brian.
I almost forgot.
You almost forgot.
He would have been so mad.
He would have been so mad. Guys, this is the first episode of the year.
It's like, we're trying to do something new. We're shaking it up a little bit. What's wrong with you idiots? Hey, this is the part of the show where we kick it to our producer, Brian, to let us know maybe all the things we said incorrectly. Maybe tell us a little bit more about the product that we are fixing and or commenting on. I guess we're just commenting on it today, sure. I guess. But if Brian, if you want to roll that beautiful bean fun fact footage.
Thank you, gentlemen. One correction, though, before the bean fun facts. Jay, you said you almost forgot to pass it to me, but you indeed did forget, and Adam remembered. Anyway, today we're trying to fix Marvel's What If on Disney+. Starring Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher, Season 1 aired in 2021, and Season 2 started in 2023. Both seasons are comprised of 9 episodes each. Here are some fun bean facts. The What If comic book series started in 1977. Now, you talked a little bit about this one. The Gamora and Tony Stark episode that appears in season 2 was cut from season 1, but those two characters still both appear in the season 1 finale. A Red Guardian episode was cut from season 2 and will air in season 3. Also, random, but I love What If comic books. I have a ton, and they just bring me so much joy. Anyway, back to you, gentlemen.
Good job, Brian.
Great job, Brian.
Look at all that information. Yeah, and season 3's coming at some point. They're gonna drop the teaser for it. We watched, by the way, we did watch the tease scene
Yes.
in the last episode.
So for our last episode of What If you want to see our reaction to that little trailer, you get a little bonus.
Which seemed like it was kind of a continuation of the 80s Avengers.
Yeah. And a little behind the scenes if you want to see me panic when Adam says there's one more thing because I was so full of pee.
And I had no
we
idea.
had been recording all day, and I had been drinking a lot of water because that's what you do at Adam's house, 5 gallons a day, baby. I was like, he's like, oh, we'll do one more thing. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I'm like, I'm gonna die. I was like, I think my bladder's gonna burst. I was like, great. But what if? Let's pitch our what ifs, shall we?
So normally we have like one big fix for a movie or something like that. Sometimes we have some like little fixes here and there. For this time, I have like just about I think maybe 10 like ideas for what if episodes that we can kind of play out a little bit. Some are better than others. And then Jay's gonna go because Jay's apparently got something pretty cool up his sleeve.
Yeah, don't look at my notes.
I can't even. Jay,
I wrote notes. That's how you should know that.
I can't even read them, so it's all good. Okay, so my first we didn't actually. There's a possibility.
I have good handwriting. What are you talking about?
Oh, my contacts are in. It's a little blurry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought
don't
you
have
were
the right
making a
prescription for
comment
my
on my. I was like,
contacts.
I have beautiful handwriting. It's one thing I pride myself on. How dare you?
It's very good handwriting.
Okay, thank you.
We did not. I don't know if we had the same idea for any one of these.
Oh, okay.
It's quite possible
Yeah.
because we're very smart and we've
Sure.
been on the same wavelength lately. So like,
We kind of have been, yeah.
so it may be we may have some of the similar ideas.
All right.
Okay, so my first idea was like, oh, we're gonna do what ifs. Oh, this instantly came to me. What if it was Hawkeye that went over the cliff and not
Yeah.
Natasha?
Okay.
So
how does that expand? How does that where do we pick up?
So I think so. If Clint actually does sacrifice himself,
Yeah.
Natasha was like that. That was no. That should have been me. You had a family.
Yes.
Because so she gets
Yes.
back with the stone.
Everyone's like, shoot him Hawkeye. I'm like, no, shoot him Scarlet Witch. He's a dad. He doesn't get to do that. I have a son now. I'm not allowed to sacrifice myself for the Soul Stone. So if that's what you're wondering.
No, I'd Spartan kick you off. It's all good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear that, Kimberly? If I disappear, it's because Adam's Spartan kicked me for the Soul Stone. Anyways, what?
So Natalie gets back.
Oh,
Natasha gets back. Sorry, Natasha gets back.
Yeah.
And I think we still get the same phone call from Clint's wife
oh, okay.
because she tried to reach Clint first.
Yes.
And so she didn't reach him, and so she reached out to Natasha second.
Oh, that's right.
So we still get that moment in Endgame.
Yeah.
So, but then we still get Black Widow like running around. She can be the one running around with a gauntlet.
Oh, okay.
But I think she's also a little bit more harsh with Nebula.
All right.
In Endgame, because Clint was all like, trying to be a little bit more calm and like, somebody could save me from from evil you. I think Natasha just like, nope. So that interaction would be definitely different.
Yeah.
Because Nebula just might already like future or past Nebula may already be dead.
Okay.
Because Natasha is like, nah, I got the gauntlet. I know how to. I'm gonna kill you. I'm just gonna kill you because like we don't have time for this.
Yes.
But I think the biggest change is then. Afterwards, there's a funeral for Clint. It's not as well attended.
Oh.
Right? I mean, there's some people, like the core group is there, but like...
Why you gotta throw shade on Hawkeye like
well,
that?
no, because it's much quieter.
This
because,
character dies and no one comes to their funeral, so...
Well, like, no one
That's
really,
this is a fun episode so far.
Well, no one really came to Natasha's. They didn't even really have one for her.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think we see Natasha go back to the Barton farm.
Okay.
And, like... we don't see we don't see the whole scene, but like we see like the mom and the family come out and she like comforts them like, hey,
Yeah.
but we don't hear anything. I think the real change happens in the show. I think we still have a Hawkeye show,
Yeah.
but it's Hawkeye because it's now why am I blanking on her name?
Haley Steinfeld,
Yes,
who doesn't technically have a character name yet.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah, but she doesn't have like a code name.
It's Hawkeye.
Is she Hawkeye though?
Yeah.
We didn't. I mean, they didn't say it.
He said it at the end. It's like, I got an idea for no. How about just Hawkeye? You're just Hawkeye.
All right.
So now she's like, Hawkeye's gone. There needs to be a Hawkeye. Someone needs to take up the mantle.
Yeah.
So now she's kind of she's gotten on the same path,
Yeah.
but this time she's running into Natasha because the watch has still been stolen. So the wife is still at risk because she's taking kind of Clint's place as like, I need to make sure that Clint's family is safe.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the show kind of continues as it normally does, but it's Natasha dealing with Kate and like really, really not wanting her to follow in this path.
Yeah.
And and especially the way she's going to deal with Echo, completely different.
Yeah.
Because now there's no hearing issue that Natasha has, so they can't bond.
Oh.
So it's a little bit harsher.
Absolutely.
So which makes like, I think eventually Echo would be like, well, we haven't seen her show yet, but like that would probably jade her going further into her show.
Yeah.
Especially maybe how she treats Kingpin.
Oh,
especially how she treats the bros.
I think she murders a lot of people.
I think she murders a lot
like
of
it's
people.
it's not cheeky fun arrow stuff. It's a lot of like straight up. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's taking care of business. Because she has to. Because like she feels very
She's
guilty.
atoning.
Yes.
Yeah.
She still has red in her ledger.
Yeah.
She was trying to get rid of all of it, and
Yeah.
she did at the end. But like because to save half the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, she didn't save the half the universe this time. Clint did. So like she still has red in her ledger, and so she's trying to do that by saving Clint's family.
I also start with Hawkeye in my first one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I think at the end, and also I don't think Yelena shows up.
Oh, interesting.
I think there will be a different way of Natasha and Yelena meeting up. Because I think Natasha would look Yelena up on her own.
Yeah.
To like, okay, because with the events of Endgame being the same, right? Of like the core Avengers being there.
Yeah.
Then like she knows Yelena's gone.
Or does Mockingbird get Shield on her tail? Maybe Shield is trying to get another Hawkeye out
Maybe.
of.
Well, there's not really a Shield at that moment.
Do you also remember her name is Kate Bishop because the way
you keep saying my name to try to and
because she
intimidate me?
says because
Yes,
Yelena is just really, really compelling.
Yes.
Florence Pugh is just like
Kate Bishop.
I just like the way she talks.
Yes.
Like it's so funny to me how look, she's very talented as well, and like there is like the amount of success in this industry of just having an interesting way of going about your day.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Goldblum is a fine actor. He's not a great actor, but damn, he's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I just like the way Florence Pugh talks.
Yeah. She's a really good actress.
Yeah, she's great.
So I think it ends the same with Kate Bishop winning over Natasha and being like, "Let me take the mantle."
Interesting.
And then maybe Natasha can be like, "I think you need to meet my younger sister."
Huh.
Maybe but that I think that we lead up with that.
Okay.
So that's
fun.
Yeah. And so like Clint is very much missed.
Yeah.
But like that puts a lot more onus on Natasha to like.
Yeah.
She has to take care of his family.
Absolutely.
And then also the widows.
Oh yeah.
Because that is still a dangling plot thread from her movie.
But also, like, what if the episode was just like the two of them just gang up and murder Red Skull for the Soul Stone? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And then everything just is like, oh, okay, great. Like we're both still alive and everything's fine.
High five.
Yeah. No one misses Red Skull. Come on now. Get out of here, Johan.
Okay. My next one is: what if Peter didn't ask Doctor Strange for help?
Oh.
What if we just kept going with it?
Okay.
And I think for the most part, that would pretty much be it. Like we got to time skip a little bit, because I think he's been outed as a public hero now.
Oh,
I think eventually they do drop the charges and stuff because they realize what's going on. I think that happens in the movie.
what if we get Outlaw Spider?
What? Oh no, I think that's where it finally eventually moves on. Like Aunt May doesn't die.
Yeah.
I think another villain comes out and it actually starts to attack Aunt May, and we see we can use another Spider-Man villain, but eventually since everyone knows it's Peter, it makes his life really hard. We see the effect of in college with his friends.
Oh yeah. And
eventually I think we just kind of get through college, and Peter's had a very hard time because everyone knows he's Spider-Man.
Can I get weird and esoteric with this
Sure,
choice?
please do.
I like the idea because it's a running theme, and we've had 2 of them in the comics, but 1 of them in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
What if Peter just decides Peter doesn't ask Doctor Strange for help and is considered an outlaw and just bails and is Peter Parker as Spider-Man, but it leads to another civil war in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like an alternate universe civil war
Sure.
kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Where it's cool, I'm a superhero, I shouldn't have to, you guys know who I am and that's fine, but you weren't,
Everyone was fine with Tony.
yeah, we get outlaw Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. That's fun.
Yeah. Just so we don't get Spider-Verse, but we have Peter go on his own journey of figuring out how to handle this on his own. It's really rough, but yeah, Outlaw Avengers I think is great.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's a fun way of doing it. This version.
That's fun on a bun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's still you know what? But no, great power comes with great responsibility. I still want to help people.
Yeah.
But if you are gonna try to
great power comes with great responsibility, and I know that I'm innocent, and I don't necessarily need to.
Hey, now he basically turns into Batman.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's Peter Parker, but it's Batman. My next one.
Swear to Spider, or Spider to me.
You may like this one. I have 2 different versions of the same basic thing.
What if Captain America was a hot dog? Is that what it is?
No, it's not.
Okay.
What if T'Challa didn't die and was around for Namor?
Oh,
or
that's really good.
Or
They'll
just
never do that though.
Of course not. But
it's in bad taste. But fun on a bun.
Dude,
That's good.
I also have 2 sub versions of the same idea.
Submariner versions of it.
What if Killmonger was still in charge of Wakanda when Namor showed up?
Okay.
Or the third one is, what if both T'Challa and Killmonger were in Wakanda? What if T'Challa actually got through to Killmonger and he didn't kill him at the end?
Yeah.
And he's imprisoned in Wakanda, but was able to work them.
I think that if Killmonger is still in charge of Wakanda and Namor shows up and kind of offers a similar deal, I think they're teaming up. And I think they've kind of already done that. We kind of already did the evil Killmonger in Black Panther, in Wakanda kind of vibe.
Sure. But yeah, because in my version, he just I'm sorry, you're gonna come here and try to strong arm Wakanda? My Wakanda? No, I don't play second fiddle to anyone.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, I'm not taking a backseat to you. I don't
Yeah.
care who you are.
A Wakandan occupied Atlantis is pretty.
I think
pretty
Killmonger figures it out, and I was like, no. You threatened everyone of my people. That's not. No. That's not how this works.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And if it was just T'Challa, I think he's he attempts peace from the beginning, because he's the one that was able to talk Thanos out of his crazy plan when he was Star-Lord in one of these things.
Yeah.
So I think T'Challa tries peace, and if Namor just is I'm not gonna. No, I don't want peace.
Oh yeah.
T'Challa lays him out.
Yeah.
I think T'Challa is I have given you every opportunity.
Yeah.
You're not. Maybe you killed my mom in this version. Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, you're done.
You're absolutely done.
You're done.
I'll take care of your people.
No one knows you exist, and they will continue believing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You took a shot at the king and you missed.
Yeah.
I am not leaving you out here.
Oops, all Panthers.
Oops,
You're
all
done.
You're done.
You're
You're done.
You're done. Huh, that's good. I like that a lot.
Here's a fun one. What if Captain Marvel didn't go with the Skrulls?
What do you mean?
So her movie happens, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's in the 90s.
Yeah.
But what if she didn't go off with the Skrulls? What if she just stayed on Earth?
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. And so Fury starts his Avenger initiative. He's like,
90s.
in the 90s, he's like, oh, I have one. What do we call this thing? Like, oh, her call sign was let's call them the Avengers.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think Iron Man happens, right?
Yeah.
And I think...
I like the idea of them being on like a kids meal at like the Burger King Kids Club, real 90s. Like let's lean into the 90s aspect of it. Like they're in a video with Limp Bizkit, you know?
Oh no, I think
Dude, I know. I'm just screwing with you.
Oh, okay. No, I think like we've got a superhero now. It's in the mid 90s like, okay, we got to keep Carol Danvers on the down low. Like I think a couple of things that make this kind of wacky and different. I think the Russians find out about it.
Uh-huh.
And they send the Winter Soldier after her.
Oh, yeah.
And
she
so
vaporizes that dude.
No, she knocks him out of it.
Oh.
Carol Danvers
Yeah.
is able to take on Bucky.
Yeah.
And like
When she's written well, yeah.
Yeah, and give him to S.H.I.E.L.D. And so S.H.I.E.L.D.'s able to deprogram Bucky Barnes.
Oh, cool.
Well before the events of any of this
that's
stuff.
fun on a bus.
So like when we get to Tony, I think Fury shows up and is like, I have, I want to tell you about the Avengers Initiative. But I think in that scene, we also see something light hanging outside the window.
Can I finish this for you?
Please do.
I think the way to if you're writing this episode, the way to twist it, I think if the Avengers had gotten started early, and Tony wasn't like the first person to like kind of be the first Avenger and kind of take over, I don't think Tony's gonna be on board.
Oh. Okay.
And he's just like, nah, like I've seen your space cops. I'm good. And so like Tony kind of becomes almost some kind of like libertarian villain to some degree.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
He's like, you can't take my Iron Man suit. Like, no, I just because I have this,
I don't want to be
mean
on your team.
I don't have to be on your team.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he was one of the last people to join up in the Avengers movie.
Yeah. And I think if it was already established and they were just trying to recruit him, he would view them as any other government agency and not be on board.
Interesting.
And so like Tony kind of becomes your villain of your Avengers program.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Because then Hulk's next.
Yeah.
I think Hulk happens. The fight in the Harlem happens.
Yeah.
But then the next scene is, or I guess maybe if you want to like, if it happens so fast, let's just say whatever, that Hulk gets away and they take out Abomination.
Yeah.
The after credits scene is a fight between Carol and the Hulk.
Yeah. I feel like if you're setting this up if you're writing this as the episode,
Yeah.
I feel like Carol starts the Avengers in the 90s. And honestly, the Avengers are already there when all of our normal Avengers show up and are a problem for our normal Avengers. Because like Thor, when he first gets here, is not joining up. Like he's too arrogant. He's like, I don't want it. No, absolutely not.
Carol would be at that place instead of Hawkeye.
Yes. Yeah. And it would go very differently.
It would go very differently.
And I think you're going to have all of your Avengers as kind of like on the run bad guys from these like from Carol Danvers being Carol Danvers. That's fun. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either a different character show up to be the Avengers, or it's a hell of a lot harder to get them on board with what Fury's doing because Carol's already there.
Yeah. Man, it would really, if they wrote that character better, it really would be.
Yeah, she'd
the
be awesome.
opportunities were so much.
Yeah.
It's really such a shame.
My next one is, what if Doctor Strange stopped Wanda's hex?
Oh.
What if Wanda beat Agatha, and then as soon as the hex dropped, or there's an after credit scene or whatever, and it's not
We're
her.
still getting the Agatha show? Is that
Yes.
happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's already filmed.
All right.
What if Doctor Strange is there, and he and Wanda talk then? I think
before she goes completely
insane, because then we can have Wanda and Doctor Strange and Wong go on some misadventures as like Wanda deals with all of her grief.
Yeah.
And Strange would be a great person to talk to about this because he lost Christine.
Yes.
So, like, even though she's not dead, like, he still lost her. So, like, it's a really good opportunity to be like, and also just to serve the character way better than just, I'm going crazy off screen. It's like, no, Doctor Strange should have been there. They should have talked a lot sooner.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what that episode is? That is Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch doing a My Dinner with Andre style. It's just them having dinner and having just a long conversation about grief and what power means.
Yeah.
And like what life in this
Crazy superhero world is.
That's it. You know? That's like the one, like this, they've done a lot of crazy stuff with their characters and like their circumstances. I think the medium of storytelling could be a little bit more loosey goosey. Like I want to see some weird stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that not as action packed, but I think like a character driven exploration of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the next one. So this is kind of the same thing or whatever. Like, what if the Avengers were actually there for Wanda? What if Clint actually talked to Wanda?
Oh.
Because like remember they kind of had a connection, like
It's
right.
my favorite. It's one of my favorite parts of just the Avengers movies writ large.
Yes.
You step out these doors, you're an Avenger.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is awesome.
And
this
then
is
in
why
Endgame-
Hawkeye's on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they talk again at the Endgame, and it's like we honor them. This is it's really hard, but like this is what we do. What if Clint was actually there for Wanda?
Yeah, it's
Like,
good.
what if Wanda, like, instead of isolating herself, hung out with Hawkeye?
Yeah.
What if she hung out at the farm? Wouldn't
Yeah,
that be
it's pretty
awesome?
Good. That's pretty good.
Like, that'd be, like, just, again, Wanda deserved better than just
Yeah.
being isolated. I mean, WandaVision was awesome.
WandaVision was awesome, and I think some storylines similar to Multiverse of Madness was inevitable.
Sure.
Only because with all of the House of M stuff and all of the Avengers Disassembled, like that's such a huge part of Wanda writ large. Like Wanda going nuts and killing a ton of Avengers is kind of in
Sure.
the cards eventually.
Mhm.
Like that's just how it works.
Yeah. But it's just, I would, she's broken apart at this point. It'd be really nice to
Yeah.
just to see her be able to pull herself back together.
Yeah.
Because people wouldn't see that. Okay. Some others. What if Loki was an only child of Odin? That might have been done before. But what if there was no Thor? What if it was just Loki? Would he become a hero to Asgard or a hero to Midgar?
Yeah.
Since he didn't have any evil impulse of like trying to earn the throne from
Or
his
would
brother.
Asgard try to just assimilate Earth? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like how these Earthlings are similar enough to us. They're mortals, but we can make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Something a little different.
That's fun.
Here's something a little crazy, and I saw this after we edited episode 2 of What If. What if Hope stole the Ant-Man suit?
Oh.
The events of Ant-Man happen, but when Scott goes to steal the suit, it's already stolen because Hope is tired of waiting and just stole the suit.
Yeah.
Dad, why did you keep keeping this from me? I can do this. You've been training me the whole time. And now it's Hope against I forget the
Yellow
guy's.
Jacket?
Yeah, Yellow Jacket. And maybe Scott gets pulled in and Scott becomes Yellow Jacket against his will.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That's fun.
So like she's got to like save Scott from this Darren who slapped him into the suit because he's an ex-con. He just got out and he doesn't have a whole lot of choices right now, and he's like he's a businessman. He's able to and Hope is fighting with her dad a little bit. It was like, Dad, I can do this. This is my legacy.
Yeah.
Why did you train me all these years?
Yeah,
Just
Scott
give me the
becomes a
suit.
bad guy. Because he has to.
Because he has to.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
good.
and maybe Scott can get saved at the end of it, and then like
I don't know.
or
What if doesn't
or not or not
doesn't have a happy ending
or
all the
not
time,
doesn't
Lashley?
happy. No,
You know?
I'm sorry, Jay. My stories do.
I know.
My story.
I know.
That's why in my story that Namor gets nailed to the beach.
I like Namor. He's awesome.
Yeah, no, he sucks. My
Namor's
happy ending
so-
is he dies.
Namor was so cool. I liked it. That was my favorite part of that movie. Yeah, he was badass.
That's all I got.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really fun. That's really fun.
What if's fun?
Yeah, it's a good time. Shall I move into my fix?
We shall move into your fix, sir.
Okay.
Regale me.
Okay. This
Jay Schmidt, take me away.
This will all make sense eventually.
No? Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
Strap in.
So I wrote a 1, 2, 3, 4. I wrote a 5-episode season.
Okay.
And it's loosely tied together.
Okay.
And it will make sense eventually.
Of course.
My first episode,
Mhm.
it starts with Clint walking into a new house. They're obviously moving.
Mhm.
And we find out from his conversations with his kids, Lila, Cooper, and Nathaniel, that, hey, this was a safe, this is one of Tony's spare houses. He's like, we needed a change of scenery since the blip happened. So he's just lending us this house. Like, we'll just live here. Like, we needed to get off that farm ever since your mom got blipped.
Oh.
So the what if is
Just
his wife
Just
got
his wife
blipped,
has gotten on
and
that.
Hawkeye still has his kids.
okay.
And he's like, I need a new change of scenery. Like, we're gonna try to reboot the Avengers on the West Coast. And we pan out and we realize that we are in San Francisco, California.
Cool.
And so we're getting like kind of a West Coast Avengers vibe, and we find out that some other Avengers. It's a pretty big house in San Fran, and we find out that Thor and Scott are going to be living in this house with them, and kind of Thor doesn't really have anywhere to go,
Right.
and Scott is also in this universe. Scott is not in the quantum realm. So
Okay.
we're not exactly sure how we're gonna fix the blip.
Yeah.
Is the moral of the story.
Mhm.
And they're all kind of like moving into this moving into the house and be like, well, and they're not like, well, I guess this is home now. And then the camera pans out, and we get like a new. I'm writing a new what if theme song.
Okay.
Whatever happened to predictability?
Oh,
The
boy.
milkman,
Why
the
did I not see
paperboy,
that coming?
hitting on TV. Days go by. What if Hawkeye still had his family? Bing, bing, bing. So
Books.
So the kids are getting used to their new school. Everyone's getting moved in. Thor is living up in the attic.
Sure.
And Scott is living down in the basement.
Yeah.
And the kids are going to school. And Nathaniel comes home, and he's real upset because one of the new kids at school was bullying him
Right.
about his mom getting blipped, and like had all this stuff about was making fun of him about his mom being blipped and blah blah blah. And so the storyline is that he doesn't want to tell his dad about it because it'll make him sad.
Yeah.
And so he goes to Uncle Thor and Uncle Scott,
Yeah.
Uncle Ant-Man, and Uncle Thor is like, well, if it's a bully, you got to fight him.
Yes.
And so like there's like this whole sequence of
Verily.
they're teaching Nathaniel how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like Cooper and Lila are like also trying to help, and Nathaniel's like, "You got it, Thor." And and so they go back to school that day, and Hawkeye's like, "What's going on? Like, I don't understand." And they're like, "Oh, it's nothing, And they're like trying to hide like all the stuff from Hawkeye, but then Nathaniel comes back with a black eye, and they're like, "Oh, well," and they like try to hide it from Hawkeye. They like put like makeup on it, or he's like, I got meat on his eye, and they like, they like dress him up in wacky outfits to like hide his black eye from his dad.
Yes. Mhm.
Some hijinks ensue, and then Scott is like, well, no, you shouldn't. You just try to make him laugh, and so they try to like teach him some jokes and like learn some new funny one-liners
yeah,
and stuff, and zing him. And then eventually Nathaniel comes back with another black eye, and he's like, the jokes didn't work either, you guys. And they keep trying to hide it from Hawkeye, and then Hawkeye comes in and he finally figures it out, and he's just, and like Nathaniel, like, let's have a heart-to-heart, and there's like, some
Nice music playing.
there's some nice music
Yeah,
playing, and Hawkeye's like, hey, like, if this kid's bothering you, like, and talking about your mom, like, I think there's a way that we can make a connection with this person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me invite them over. And they're like, no, Dad. Like, no. It's like, we can talk this out. Like, it's okay. And then eventually, the commercials run, and then
okay.
and then we
There's
come
no
back.
commercials. All right.
And then we come back, and there's a knock at the door, and it is young Billy, or Wiccan, and his dad, Vision, or Paul Bettany form, show up at the door. And they realize that the boy has been, basically what we find out is that he's been being bullied by this kid. But we find out through the conversation between Hawkeye and Vision that he also lost his mom in the blip. Or he lost his mom. They don't mention the blip really, but he lost his mom too.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's struggling to deal with it, and it's coming out in the wrong way. And so like the kids kind of like make up a little bit. And then there's just like a nice little oh from the studio audience, but as there's an oh from the studio audience, there is like a red flash on the horizon, and Paul's like, and Vision looks at Hawkeye and is like, I'm so sorry, but we need to go right now. And then there's like it pans out and you can kind of see the studio audience a little bit of the show.
Yeah.
And Vision's like, nope, like we gotta go. Nope, this wasn't it. And when it pans back and he sees the cameras, he panics.
Right.
And that's the end of the episode.
Producer Brian here again with a quick note. In Jay's first What If, the take on Full House, he started singing the Everywhere You Look theme song and then transitioned into the Family Matters As Days Go By theme song, which you just heard in full for this one. I didn't want to do that first because that would have ruined a second joke. Anyway, back to you, gentlemen.
Okay. Next episode. This is the what if is if Miss Marvel, instead of taking place in Jersey City, took place in Chicago. Kamala gets home after a night. She's actively Miss Marveling in this universe.
Oh, okay.
And it is from what it's her crawling in her window after superheroing, and we're not sure as an audience if this was allowed or not.
Sure.
But we get she's crawling in her window, like kind of taking off her Miss Marvel stuff, and we see the door open, and it's her dad, and he takes off his cop hat. And so he's like a cop in Chicago at this point, which is, I think, would be a fun change for the dad,
Sure,
I think.
yeah.
And he looks in and he goes, hey, did you finish your homework? And she's like, yeah, Dad, I got all my homework done. He's like, cool. He's like, you know the rules. There's no superheroing unless all of your chores and homework are done.
Okay.
And she's like, I know, Dad. She's like, Miss Marvel is a good student and a considerate kid. She's like, I know, Dad. He's like, did you say anything? He's like, I didn't hear anything on the thing. She's like, yeah, you'll hear about it later. I tied him up pretty good. And she's like, all right, Dad, that's awesome. And as they like share like a fun little moment, and like, you know, the camera pans out. It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page.
God damn it.
On condition,
How did I not see
the
that
grand
coming?
design. Some people think it's even harder to find. When then there must be some magic clue inside this hard-like construct. And all I see is a cloud of green, real love bursting out of every scene. What if Miss Marvel took place in Chicago City? Bing, bing, bing. And so there is the general conceit of this episode is that
General conceit?
General conceit. Kamala is more and more solving crimes in Chicago. It's a bigger city.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So she's feeling the strain of being a superhero and trying to be a good student. And it eventually comes down to she got a bad report card. And so her dad is like, hey, like in this house, like if you don't get good grades, like you can't be Miss Marvel. And she's like, Dad, like I have powers, like there's gin running all over the city now because I'm here, like I need to take care of this. And he's like, no, I mean if you get a better grade in chemistry, then absolutely
Then you can deal with it. Yeah.
She's like, okay, like if I get someone to tutor me to do better, like will you be better in that? And she's like, and the dad's like, all right. And then Kamala she gets the neighbor boy
Yeah.
to come over who's really good at science.
Yeah, he is.
According, he's a science master.
Right. Yeah.
And a little baby Groot with suspenders and glasses. And she and Groot Urkel come up with
Grukel.
Gurkel. Anyways, they come up with the plan that he is going to like pretend to be her around the house and like do her homework for her while she goes and does
Groot, the living tree.
Yeah. And the hijinks ensue.
Sure.
And basically the dad finds out like what's been going on, and when he finally sees that like Groot has been pretending to be her around the house, he says his amazing catchphrase.
Yeah.
Did I Groot that?
I was wondering what was going to happen when he came up to that point.
Yeah.
And I think
and they eventually like have a nice laugh.
Yeah.
And
yeah. And there's a big nice awe, and there's some nice music that plays.
Yeah.
And they have a nice conversation.
And they find out that like we basically kind of get a revamp of like with great power comes great responsibility kind of thing. And it's about great responsibility having to do with like taking care of, like getting good grades and taking care of your space is like taking care of yourself. It's a nice lesson.
Sure.
Okay, that's episode 2.
Okay, no spooky, scary stuff at the end?
No spooky, scary stuff at the end of this one.
Gotcha.
I think I would pepper in some small kind of spooky stuff with the stuff that I guess that's what I forgot to mention. The stuff that Kamala is fighting in Chicago is like getting more and more like kind of nefarious.
Okay.
Like we're talking like otherworldly kind of like monsters and stuff. She's like, she thinks they're jinn, they're not.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing. And they're the kind of things that can kind of bend reality a little bit in a way that's like otherworldly kind of stuff. Sorry, I forgot to mention that part.
It's all good.
Episode 3. Episode 3 is, what if Nick Fury, instead of becoming a soldier, became an educator? This episode...
Is this head of the class?
Nope. This episode opens with a young Corey Matthews.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
No, young Corey Matthews running into class. And
Just the 10 of us?
running behind. And he gets to class and sees Sean and Topanga, but no one at the front. No one. Hi, Topanga.
Hi, Topanga.
He sees no one at the front of the classroom. And he goes, "Oh, thank God." He's not here yet. Oh, cool. So he's not going to think I'm late. And then the camera pans behind him and the door closes, and it's Nick Fury going, "Boy, what the hell is wrong with you?" And long story short, with this one, this just cuts to the Battle of New York.
Oh my God.
And it's all of our favorite characters from Boy Meets World. It's Corey and Sean and Eric, his brother,
right?
And Topanga. And the shot pans around like it normally does. And then all of our favorite characters from Boy Meets World get absolutely murdered by the Chitauri.
Oh my God!
At the very last second, there is a red portal, and Topanga is sucked beneath the thing. If you're wondering, how we win the Battle of New York, it is not with the full cast and characters of Boy Meets World. Yep.
Sorry, Corey.
End of episode.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
Episode 4.
This is episode 4. This is, what if Vision escaped Westfield before?
Yeah.
Like, what if he actually made it out?
Yeah, when he comes, it goes through and starts getting. right,
we
pieces
get
are
the
falling.
we
pulling
get the
back.
adventure. We get the stuff leading up to WandaVision, but I like to think that Vision used kind of with his advanced AI brain. I think the events of multiverse reverberate back, and Vision is sensitive to them.
Sure.
In this universe, and he realizes what Wanda is going to eventually turn into.
Mm-hmm.
So he realizes he needs to get him and his children out of there.
Holy crap.
He knows they're not real, but he still wants to save them.
Sure, of course.
And so Vision basically like basically works out a situation within the set of the show that they're on.
Mm-hmm.
He sets up a circumstance in which he is basically able, he sets up a portal and they interdimensionally rift out of there. Now Vision and the boys show up. They land in the middle of, they think in the middle of the woods, but as they start to investigate and look around, they see that they are on they're in an old airport runway. And as they land there, a plane starts rocketing down the runway.
Sure.
With a large man on the wing and cars chasing behind them. And Vision, seeing the SHIELD logos on the car, realizes they probably need to stop. Whatever's happening here. Vision stops the plane, fights and kills Iron Guardian.
Yeah, yes, Red
But
Guardian.
then realizes realizes the intent of the SHIELD agents.
Mm-hmm.
And saves Rachel Weisz. I can't remember her character name, but she's Rachel in my heart and will be in forever. Saves Rachel Weisz and the girls, and they kind of abscond and start he takes a portal and they start a new life somewhere else. She's like, we need a new start. He's like, I can do that, and they portal out and they start a new life together.
Holy crap! Okay.
And so they find another dimension that they can live in, and as the Watcher's looking down, he's like, they're not supposed to be here, and then. And Vision looks at Rachel Weisz and she's like we don't even know anything about this. How are we going to do this?
Where
And
are
it's
we?
It's just going to be one step in front of the other.
Yeah.
Step by step,
Day by day.
What if Vision married Rachel Weisz? People we stole, the longer we stay, we'll make it better. The second time around, and so them riding a roller coaster, going up and going down.
Yeah,
I don't really totally have a storyline for that one exactly.
That's fine. It's good enough.
No, but the general conceit of that episode is that Rachel Weisz being a genius and Vision being Vision, and him understanding that what Scarlet Witch is capable of. And the reverberation of the choice that she made in Multiverse. He realizes that that wasn't even in. They figure out that wasn't what the choice that she made wasn't even in his dimension, and so whatever the choice that she made is reverberating through time and space.
Whoa, okay.
And maybe slowly unraveling the universe writ large.
Uh-oh.
And so they find out in that episode that we need to find we need to find this specific Wanda and make sure she doesn't do what she's going to do. And eventually the last episode, we get Rachel Weisz, we get Vision, we get a we get a Topanga powered by the Tesseract because of reasons.
Sure, why not?
We get a Miss Marvel, a demon slaying Miss Marvel.
Awesome.
And we get we get the wacky hijinks of the three dads from Home Improvement, not Home Improvement, Full House, all come, and they have to travel to, they travel outside of the dimension like they've done before, and they realize that the Scarlet Witch that made this choice has the choice that she made has been unraveling the multiverse. And it's the choices that she made in WandaVision to turn everything into a show.
Right.
They find a Watcher basically asleep on a couch with a large television in front of him that's like created by like chaos magic, and all you see in front of it is TGIF. Scarlet Witch has turned
Yeah.
everything in the multiverse to some kind of sitcom.
The tree is now just a giant sitcom
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tree is ABC's Friday night
lineup
lineup.
across the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so they stop Scarlet Witch and save the day. What if it was TGIF? You know? Did you just tip your hat to me?
I did.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
I have not. No. No.
Yeah.
I also never would have.
No. That's why you have me.
That's yep.
You got it, dude.
Well, we did it, Jay.
Well, we did it. This has been our
Kevin Bott, let us know if you need any help with any more episodes from season 3 or season 4. Please make more. It's great.
Yeah.
Preferably maybe some with Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Can we get Shang-Chi Chu, please? Can we get that?
Please. Just more. He needs more movies so he can be in What If.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, we did it, everybody. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for checking out our Friday block of quality family programming. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like it, if this is unpreviewed, let us know what you think. Let us know how you like this new format we're doing here. Just hit us up in them comments. We love to hear you. We love to see you. What would be your what ifs? What have you been thinking of? If you're catching this wherever you listen to your podcasts in the audio format, if you wouldn't mind, leaving us a review, maybe leaving us 5 stars, please. It really, I like reading those little reviews, and it really does help us in the algorithm. I think that's what they say, but most podcast algorithms are trash, and that's why we're also on YouTube. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade.
True.
Let's just not,
true.
that's
bad.
just how it goes.
Yeah.
But as we end every single one of these episodes, heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
It's the slow. Jeez, there's so many things that can kill you in the multiverse. I want to say it's the slow watcher.
Yeah.
That you don't see coming, because you rarely see him. Although he is narrating apparently all of our lives.
Taco Bell.
Books.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.